Hi, everybody. This is GM John Fedorowicz for the 2000 Sinquefield Cup recap show. It's been a long day at chess. It's almost 9 o'clock on the East Coast, and it's still 1,000 degrees outside New York City. But I'm happy to be inside, and even though it's a long day at chess, it's been a lot of fun. My simul took 2 hours. I did it early in the afternoon, and since then I've been watching the Sinquefield Cup, which had some long games today. But first, we'll start off with Anand Topalov. Anand and Topalov went to the round contenders. They both had 4 points out of 7, so a +1 score. There have been complaints that there's been just too many draws in this tournament, and I don't think it's for lack of fighting. I just think these guys are good and they don't like losing. So. But today there were a couple of long fights, and I thought that, well, when I saw the pairing Wesley So white against Caruana, and Wesley So is in first by half a point, I was pretty sure that game was going to be a fairly solid draw for white, with Wesley hanging on to his half-point lead going into the last round. So, but we'll discuss tomorrow's pairings later. Let's see some of these games. All right, so Anand Topalov, and Topalov is in a decent position. He's having a pretty good tournament. After his draw with Anand in this game, they were both on 4.5, with Wesley So on 5, and also Aronian on 4.5 also. So tomorrow could be an exciting round with some of the contenders playing each other. So. I always feel bad when I see Topalov play double E-pawn. The guy's such a good Najdorf player that I'm always happy when he plays the Najdorf. But in this kind of tournament, I guess everybody plays the Berlin defense. So we have the Berlin defense. Also, Fabiano Caruana played a Berlin defense against Wesley So today. And Wesley So opted for the super solid rook to E1. And then knight takes E5, and that leads to very, very equal position. So Anand mixes up with D5. Over the years, Anand has done pretty well playing against the Berlin defense. So takes, early trade of queens, and we've seen this a lot over the past, I don't know how many years, 5, maybe 7 years. And, well, I mean, even before that, whatever year Kramnik used it to win the world championship match against Kasparov. That would be, in around 2003 or thereabouts, I think. So Berlin defense is very popular. It does what it's supposed to do. It makes draws with the black pieces. Allows you to play the next day with white and do some serious fighting. King E8, normal move, gets out of the way, rook D1 check, and black just develops. Bishop to B4, threatening bishop C takes C3. There was a very interesting game yesterday where Nakamura had black against Vachier-Lagrave, and he ruined Vachier-Lagrave's structure, but Vachier-Lagrave got very active with his king and his bishop and his rook, and also with his kingside pawns. So bishop takes C3 is a bit of a threat there, and I like Anand's play here, knight to E2, almost getting out of the way. Bishop to B7, and he plays knight to D4. And, of course, the king's moved already, so no castle and queenside. And we get knight takes knight, and bishop C5. Already here, a threat to make dead equality would be bishop takes, rook takes, and C5. And with the bishop opposite color position, I would think that would be a pretty easy draw. Although it could even turn out better for black, because black's king could cruise up to E6, where it's pretty safe. And there could be good activity for black in that kind of position. So Anand plays knight to F5. And now I saw the computer was recommending bishop to F8, which is a strange move. But Topalov does okay here. Rook to G8. And sometimes in these Berlin defenses, you see black making some weird-looking rook moves. G4 and H5 undermining. If pawn takes pawn, I believe we would see bishop to C8 and bishop to E3 and G6. And Anand goes for a very sharp continuation.